Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Shri Prabhupada. This program forced me to read every day in the same time on Prabhupada's book in English. So many benefits by all your blessings. So we're reading 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, getting the Supreme. Which time, which place, if one yogi dies, what is the destination? Where is the return? Where is no return? After that, Krishna will explain. Devotees are not concerned about all these things. So, last 3 verses we left. Shuklo Krishna Goti hi ete jagata shashvat. Ekaya jati anavrittim annaya avartate punah. Shuklo Krishna Goti. Shuklo Krishna Goti ete. Shuklo is light, Krishna means darkness. Goti, ways of passing. He is certainly ete. These two. One path is Shuklo, light. One path is Krishna, darkness. Ete. These two. Jagata, of this material world. Shashate, of the Vedas. Mate, in the opinion. Shashate mate means opinion of the Vedas. So, ekaya jati anavrittim. One is, ekaya by one, jati goes, anavrittim, no return. Ekaya jati anavrittim. Which one? Shuklo. And Onnaya, what is a Krishna? Avartate pun. Onnaya in darkness. Avartate pun again comes back. According to Vedic opinion, there are 2 ways of passing from this world. One is light and other in darkness. When one passes in light, it does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. The same description of departure and return is quoted by Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushan from Sandhya Upanishad. Those who are fruitive laborers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna. Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushan, he read from Sandhya Upanishad and Guru. So ready-made thing. We have not to go all through studying all these scriptures. They're so mercifully has given the essence of the all scripture. Nana Shastra Vicharniko Eko Nipuno. Nuite Smriti Partha Janan Yogi Mujjanti Kashtanam Tashmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yogojukta Bhavarja. No ete, never these 2 Sriti different paths. Parthosana Pritha, Janan, even if he knows, Yogi, the devotees of the law, Mujjanti, healer Kashtana. So devotee, Yogi, Mujjanti Kashtana. Yogi will not, oh, what time I will die? If I die at night time, if I die in South, Dakshinayan, what will happen? Yogis are not, devotees are not bewildered by this. That is why, Tashma, therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu, always, Yoga Yukto, engaged in Krishna consciousness, Bhava just become original. Although the devotees know these 2 paths, Arjun, they are never bewildered, therefore be always fixed in devotion. It is not, devotees does not know this, but they are not disturbed by that. Gain is, oh, this devotee has no knowledge. When should come back, when we should not come back. They don't know anything. Devotees know everything, but they are not concerned about. That is why, therefore, we fix in devotion. Krishna is here advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different paths the soul can take when living the material world. One Shukla Gati and one Krishna Gati. A devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. Prabhupada clearly said, devotees are not worried. They are not worried. Devotees should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or accident. Oh, that devotee died in accident. Devotees are not concerned. The devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. Actually, that is Krishna consciousness. Why devotee should think about himself? What time I will die, where I will go. This is servant. Servants should be not about thinking about himself. Servants only need to serve the master. And master's headache, how to protect the devotees. The devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. That's all. He should know that concern on either of these two paths is troublesome. Concern about troublesome, also selfish, for thinking about himself. The best way is to absorb in Krishna consciousness, is to be always dovetailed in the service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct. Prabhupada is so nice word. Safe, certain, direct. Prabhupada is happy. Okay, safe journey, no? Safe, certain, and direct. The word Yoga-yukta is especially significant in the verse. Yoga-yukta. Here, looks like yoga means this Ashtanga. But here, when we see this yoga means the word Yoga-yukta is especially significant in this verse. One who is firm in yoga is constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness in all his activities. Sri Rupa Goswami advises in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the what is the definition of true renunciation? Anashaktasya visha. Anashaktasya visha. One should be not attached with materials. And jatharam upujinjata. Whatever is coming is satisfied with that. One should be unattached in material affairs and do everything in Krishna consciousness. Jatha aham, jatha arham. By this system, which is called yukta vairagya, or true renunciation, one attains perfection. Therefore, the devotees is not disturbed by these descriptions because he knows that his passage to the Supreme Abode is guaranteed by devotional service. Devotees, why not ready? Because the devotees knows it is not my business. Because Krishna will take care of me. And if Krishna wants me to go to hell, no, Krishna is desire. So what is the problem? In concluding verse of this chapter, question becomes, oh, yogi means pure devotee, don't do anything, everything is same. And the person who are doing so much austerity, tapasya, and doing all these things, and by doing that, he'll go there, and devotees are not doing all these things, just simply serving Krishna and Hare Krishna, go the simplest. How it happens? Answer is that. Vedeshu yogeshu tapushu chai daneshu jat punna phalam pratishtam utteti tat sarva idam viditva yogi paramasthana upati chadya. Vedeshu in the study of the Vedas. Yogeshu in the performance of yoga or sacrifice. Tapashu in undergoing different types of austerities. Normally, how do you Vedeshu by Veda, Yogeshu by Yoga, Tapashu by Tapasya. But Prabhupada want to clarify. Vedeshu by Veda. By Veda means in study of the Veda. In the study of the Veda. Yogeshu by Yoga. Yes, but in the performance of Yoga, sacrifice. Tapasya by Tapasya. No. Tapasya, what is Tapasya? That is also clear. In undergoing different types of austerities. So also, certainly, Daneshu in giving charities. Jat punna phalam pradishtam. Jat punna phalam. That which result of past work pradishtam indicated. Jat punna phalam pradishtam. By Vedic study, by yoga, performance yoga, by undergoing different austerities, and by giving charities, whatever results of past activities are indicated, they are utteti, surpasses, all these surpasses, tat sarvam, all this. What is explained in the four things previously. Idam, this viditta, knowing, yogi, the devotee. The devotee knows all these things because he will surpass all these things. And paramasthanam, supreme abode, upoiti, achieves, cha, also Adam original. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the study of the Vedas. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the studying the Vedas. Vedeshu, yogeshu, performing sacrifice. Tapushu jaiva, undergoing austerities. Daneshu, giving charity. Or pursuing philosophical and creative activities. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and creative activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Chaddam, upoit cha addam. This verse is summation of the 7th and 8th chapter, which practically deal with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. This verse is the summation of the 7th and 8th verse, which practically deal with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. Prabhupada, why is giving this? Krishna consciousness and devotional service. Is there a difference? No difference, but still Prabhupada is giving to give more emphasis. Krishna consciousness means devotional service. One has to study the Vedas under the guidance of the spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. A brahmachari has to live in the home of the spiritual master just like a servant. And he must beg alms from door to door and bring them to the spiritual master. A brahmachari should go door to door and beg alms for a spiritual master. Normally, what do you do? we do through book distribution. But after initiation, we do that. Srimad Bhakti Swami Guru Maharaj, when after initiation, he ran to the kitchen for cooking for Srila Prabhupada. And in the evening, everybody came with dakshina, alms. And Guru Maharaj became awkward. Oh, everybody brought. I have not done any. He apologized to Prabhupada. I have not got time to make something. Prabhupada said, it's okay. You have given your whole life. That is the real thing. He takes food. Disciples, the brahmacharis, takes food only under the master's order. And if the master neglects to call the student for food, that day the student fasts. How strict? Brahmachari should go for begging alms, and after coming he should cook and fed Guru Maharaj, and by mistake Guru Maharaj forgot to tell me, now you can eat, then he'll fast. What is punishment? It's not punishment. No. This is the system. These are some of the Vedic principles of observing brahmacharya. After the student studies the Vedas under the master for some time, at least from age 5 to 20, he becomes a man of perfect character. Study of Vedas is not meant for the recitation of armchair speculators, but for the formation of character. After this training, the brahmachari is allowed to enter into the household life and marry. When he is a householder, he has to perform many sacrifices so that he may achieve further enlightenment. He must also give charity according to the country, time, and candidate. Discriminating among charity in goodness, in passion, in ignorance, as described in Bhagavad. Then, after retiring from household life, after accepting the order of Vanprastha, he undergoes severe penances, living in the forests, dressing with the tea bark, not shaving, etc. By carrying out the orders of brahmacharya, household life, Vanprastha, and finally sannyas, one becomes elevated to the perfectional stage of life. Some are then elevated to the heavenly kingdoms, and when they become even more advanced, they are elevated to the spiritual sky, either in the impersonal Brahmajyoti or in the Vaikuntha planets or Krishna. This is the path outlined by Vedic literatures. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the results of different orders of life. Prabhupada told another nice part. Sonar ka 100 और लोहार का 1. Goldsmith took time, but Loha is one stock. The divisional service is like the word idam viditta, one should know in Saseva, indicates that one should understand the instructions given by Sri Krishna in this chapter 8 and the 7th chapter of Bhagavad. Idam viditta, one should know in this. One should try to understand these chapters not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with the devotees. Who was given a very powerful statement. One should try to understand these chapters. Not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with devotees. The chapters 7 through 12 are the essence of Bhagavad. It's called Bhakti Shatak. The first 6 and the last 6 chapters are like covering of the middle 6 chapters, which are especially protected by the law. That which is most important, that is most protected. Like you see, for hand, leg, there is no protection. For the brain, the hair, then skin, then bone, then some layers, then some in between layers, some liquids, because brain is there. And in the chest, there is lung and liver, lung and heart is there. That is why the case. Important thing should be covered. That is why 6 chapters, middle 6 chapter is the essence of Bhagavad. Protected by other first 6 and last 6. If one is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad Gita, especially these middle 6 chapters in the association of devotee, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all penances, sacrifices, charities, speculations, etc. Speculation means Gyan. Prabhupada, by not giving, by Vedeshu, yes, he is not giving this one, he is directly saying, penance, tapasya, daneshu, charity, and Vedeshu. But Prabhupada is not Vedeshu, is just speculation. For one can achieve all the results of this activity simply by Krishna consciousness. Uttiti tatsam idom viditva. One who has a little faith in Bhagavad Gita should learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee. Because in the beginning of the 4th chapter, it is stated clearly that Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees. No one can perfectly understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktoshime shakachit. Without becoming bhakta, one cannot understand. One should therefore learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee of Krishna, not from mental speculators. This is a sign of faith. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee's association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. By advancement in the association of devotee, one is placed in devotional service, and this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name, and other features. I'm reading again, very powerful statement from here. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee's association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. By advancement in the association of the devotee, one is placed in devotional service. When you are preaching, when you want to make someone devotee, what do you want to do? Want to engage in some service, either chanting or something. Without serving, how to connect with this? So, service. And this service, dispels all one's misgivings. The service is important. Through service, that misgivings about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, Krishna's form, past tense, name, and other features. Misgivings about Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela of Krishna. That's all. Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela. Name, form, activities, pastimes. There is misgiving. Oh, how Krishna can do this pastimes? How Krishna's name is so powerful? So many types of things. But everything, all the misgivings will be dispelled simply by serving under the guidance of a pure devotee. After this, misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one's study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita and attains the state of feeling always Krishna conscious. Then one relishes the study, relish. One should relish studying Bhagavad Gita. It is not a punishment. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita and attains the state of feeling always Krishna consciousness. So, very powerful study. I'm reading again. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita. When studying, one should relish. It is not punishment. Relish. What is relish? Hearing and sleeping. It is relish? No. When we relish food, we cannot feel sleepy. Then one relishes study Bhagavad Gita, attains the state of feeling always Krishna conscious. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. This highest perfectional stage of life enables the devotee to be transferred to Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky, Golok Vrindavan, where the devotee becomes eternally happy. Thus ends the Bhakti Yoga purport to the 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of attaining the Supreme. So there is only 3 minutes where I'm not studying next chapter. This section is the most confidential. Rajavidya, Rajavidya. Raja means the topmost. So Rajavidya means king of all Vidya, and Rajavidya means supremely sacred. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow for Nijya Lagadis, tomorrow. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada.